check it out. We're on the CX, first kind of real official ride. So I just swapped over some ignition wires and as well as just put the final jets in this thing. New petcock. And I think we are good to go. Actually, this is the first ride on a motorcycle I've done this year. Kind of a cool bike to do it on. Very responsive. Still only 130 degrees, so I'm not beating on it just yet. Excuse me, 158 degrees, 130 degree oil temp already. So far, so good. That was pretty cool, rolling it through the gears right there. I honestly was not looking at the tach, so I don't even know where I was shifting it at. But it's amazing how like abrupt the shifts were. It's kind of hard to explain as far as engagement. Like it was just like, instead of like accelerating after you're releasing the clutch, it was just like a block straight transition. It was, again, kind of hard to explain. I do have upgraded clutch springs in this thing, so it is kind of beefy. Lever feels really good, but I mean there's no slip. So far we are cruising right now. It was 170 degrees. It just dropped down to like 168. It's probably just been falling since the last pass. Also, this radial bastard cylinder here on those 320mm rotors, effortless. guys can hear that kind of cutting out on me. Trying to vary the throttle input to see the changes. In the few corners I've taken it through, turn-in seems really good. I could definitely benefit from kind of dialing in the rear suspension a little bit and maybe softening up the preload in the front. It seems maybe slightly on the harsh side, but really I've made no adjustments to this thing. It's just kind of the out-of-the-box tune, so to speak. But so far, you know, so good. But yeah, taking a little bit of preload out of the front would be nice. This just feels really natural, you know. Rear brake actually feels really good as well. Planted in the corners already. It'll just take some time to kind of get used to it and learn where the limits are, but and by limits I mean my limits, because I'm a chicken chick kind of, you know. I'm not street Rossi here. Trying to die on me. Brake test. Oh boy, yeah, this thing stops. There's neutral, that's a lot better. I think I just got to adjust the clutch a little bit. So it is the next day, and got some earplugs in, but I can still hear and I can still feel this ignition cut we have going on. I've made a couple ignition changes, just trying to make these plug wires work. I don't know it, but I think one of the issues I might be facing is just the fact that I have kind of traditional engine capable plug wire now, but I have that kind of Ultima Harley Davidson style coil, and I'm not sure if I have the through the brass terminal yesterday to make a more solid connection. Make sure, you know, because like if it's folded over, you only get a couple strands touching the actual brass terminal. So, I don't know, it's an idea. Doesn't seem to have made any changes though. What I did notice is the right plug was sooty and black when I pulled it out yesterday. It's like that after we got off the dyno too. Now my carbs are probably have like less than a centimeter of height difference between the two. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Something simple. We're back in the shop here, and it's been about a week since these last clips here. The last week has been kind of garbage weather, so I haven't been able to get this thing back out on the road. But there are just a couple small adjustments that I plan to make with this thing and get it back out on the road this week to hopefully wrap this thing up and get it back to the customer as soon as possible. So I know this is not like a glamorous video or really like overly produced or anything like that, because it's just showing me kind of just POV riding, some of the things that I'm looking for, some of the things that I feel and hear while on the bike. And this is all 1000% normal stuff with every build, with every bike. There's always teething issues. You always have to make adjustments and sort stuff out, because you're never going to be able to just bolt stuff on or make things and not have to make adjustments afterwards. So I always try to be very transparent with you guys and show what, you know, what goes right and what, you know, I don't want to say what goes wrong here, because again, this is very normal. But, you know, some of the things that we might struggle with or that aren't perfect. So overall though, very happy with how this thing rides. It is a blast, and riding it more and more just feels so natural in the corners and stuff like that. And it just feels very stable. So really excited to put some more miles on it, and I'm very excited for the customer to actually ride it, because he's never ridden this thing and he's waited long enough. So once we get this thing sorted out, I'm definitely going to take some time and I'll make it killer. You know, I'll make a killer riding video, try to get another buddy out there, get some cool footage of it. And I mentioned in a previous video, I do have a drone now, so go crash that thing, trying to get some clips of this thing, and we'll have some fun with it. Before too long, I'm going to have to restart on making the full build time-lapse video, and that's going to be epic, because I don't know how many of you guys remember how much work is in this thing, but there's a substantial amount of work. We have made a change to everything. That's why we call it Grandfather's Axe, because there's nothing left of the original that hasn't been modified or changed or replaced or something. Again, if you guys didn't know, this bike is going to the Handbuilt show next month, April, what is it, 8th, 9th, 10th, something like that. So if you guys are in the area, Austin, Texas, come check it out, come say hi, because I'd like to show this thing off, and I think you guys will like it. So I'm going to end it off here. If you want to follow along a little bit closer, definitely, you know, check out my social media. I post there all the time, daily, and you guys can see kind of what I'm working on, when I'm working on it.
And yeah, hope you guys like this video. Hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.